Rob, the El Chapo escape fears are not unfounded. He tunneled out of the last Mexican prison where he was locked up and rode to freedom on an underground motorcycle. That was his second escape. Tonight, the I-Team has a letter from El Chapo in which he implies that U.S. prison officials are bullying him because he has escaped before.
The Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful and influential drug trafficking organizations globally, has been a dominant force in the illicit drug trade for decades. Founded in the late 1980s, the cartel emerged from the splintering of the Guadalajara cartel and quickly rose to prominence through its sophisticated operations and strategic leadership. The cartel's leadership structure is a coalition of powerful figures, each with distinct roles and responsibilities that contribute to the organization's overall success and resilience. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman is arguably the most infamous figure associated with the Sinaloa Cartel. Born into poverty in the rural community of La Tuna, Badiraguato, Sinaloa, El Chapo began his criminal career working for other drug lords before co-founding the Sinaloa Cartel. His nickname, El Chapo, meaning Shorty, was famous for his formidable presence and ruthless efficiency in expanding the cartel's operations. El Chapo's notoriety stemmed from his ability to organize large-scale drug shipments across the globe, his innovative smuggling techniques, such as using tunnels and submarines, and his infamous prison escapes. Under his leadership, the Sinaloa Cartel became a major player in the global drug trade, trafficking cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana to markets across North America, Europe, and Asia. Ismael El Mayo Zambada is another key leader within the cartel, often considered the organization's more strategic and elusive figure. Unlike El Chapo, who often sought the limelight, El Mayo preferred to operate from the shadows, using his deep knowledge of the drug trade and extensive connections to maintain the cartel's dominance. El Chapo's arrest left a leadership vacuum that was filled by his sons, known as Los Chapitos and El Mayo. Margarito Flores, along with his twin brother Pedro, played a crucial role in the operations of the Sinaloa Cartel in the United States. Over the years, the Flores twins distributed 60 tons of cocaine, as well as heroin and crystal meth, across America on behalf of El Chapo's notorious Sinaloa Cartel. Their intricate knowledge of both Chicago's Little Village, where they were born, and small-town Zacatecas, Mexico, where their father hailed from, placed them in a unique position to facilitate the cartel's operations north of the border. Margarito and Pedro Flores were born into the drug trade. Their father, an old-school narco from Zacatecas, introduced them to the world of narcotics, smuggling at a young age. By their teenage years, they were already deeply involved in drug trafficking, negotiating directly with Sinaloa Cartel intermediaries and managing significant cocaine deals. Their success was partly due to their upbringing, which allowed them to link the drug lords in Mexico with the gangs that sold drugs on U.S. streets. Despite their illegal activities, they maintained a businessman-like demeanor and kept their operations highly efficient and professional. Tensions grew between El Mayo and El Chapo's sons over control and the direction of the cartel. El Mayo, being a more cautious and strategic leader, often clashed with the more aggressive and conspicuous tactics of Los Chapitos. This internal strife was exacerbated by significant events such as the seizure of over 130 tons of chemical precursors for illegal fentanyl production, which dealt a major blow to the cartel's operations. Speculation about El Mayo's potential cooperation with law enforcement has been a recurring theme. Some believe that El Mayo may have provided information to authorities to weaken Los Chapitos or to protect his own interests and operations. El Mayo's actions have sometimes appeared to undermine the interests of Los Chapitos. For example, certain arrests and operations against Los Chapitos' factions have led to speculation that El Mayo might be orchestrating these moves to consolidate his own power. The capture of a public face of the organization during a major operation in Sinaloa involving Navy forces is one such incident that highlighted the ongoing power struggle within the cartel. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman remains a central figure in the ruthless world of drug trafficking. His capture and the subsequent power vacuum intensified the internal struggles and set the stage for El Mayo's alleged betrayal. The violent legacy of El Chapo, marked by his strategic ruthlessness and infamous escapes, continues to cast a long shadow over the Sinaloa Cartel. In 2008, Margarito and Pedro Flores made a fateful decision to cooperate with the DEA, providing crucial information that led to significant indictments within the cartel. Their cooperation marked a turning point in the fight against the Sinaloa Cartel, leading to the capture and conviction of numerous high-ranking members, including El Chapo himself. Known as J, short for Junior, Margarito Flores is 42 but looks younger, with thick cropped hair and wide alert eyes. He is driven and talkative, disarming with an easy manner and a lively mind that jumps from details of his trafficking logistics to the books he read in prison. Though he doesn't have an aggressive demeanor and was never convicted of violence, Flores was key to networks that have pumped narcotics into America and drowned Mexico in blood. The Flores twins' success in drug trafficking was due to their ability to run a smooth logistical operation, ensuring fast delivery of drugs and prompt payment. They built a network of independent truck drivers, discreet stash houses, and money-counting machines to manage their operations efficiently. They also kept an eye on fluctuating cocaine prices, maximizing their profits by delivering to high-demand areas like the Northeast United States and Canada. However, gaining the trust of top players like El Chapo was not easy. In early 2005, Pedro was kidnapped by an associate of El Chapo and held for over 2 weeks. Margarito successfully negotiated his brother's release, paying off a debt caused by El Chapo's own man. This ordeal eventually led to the twins gaining approval to buy cocaine directly from the inner circle of Sinaloa drug lords at a cheaper rate, significantly boosting their trafficking volume and profits. El Mayo, Ismael Zambada, was easier to work with compared to El Chapo. He praised the twins' ability to move large quantities of drugs and often joked about their efficiency. El Mayo's fair and respectful treatment of the twins contrasted with the more violent and unpredictable nature of other cartel leaders. He has never been inside a jail cell, maintaining his power and influence through strategic alliances and payoffs to authorities. Other drug lords like Arturo Beltran Leyva and El Mencho, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also played significant roles in the cartel's operations. Beltran Leyva, known for his brutal violence and cannibalism, became a central figure in the cartel's internal conflicts. El Mencho, who led a squad of gunmen to secure the twins' release from Mexican federal agents, was another rising figure known for his aggression and ambition. In 2008, a bloody civil war erupted within the Sinaloa Cartel, with Beltran Leyva and El Chapo turning into bitter enemies. The twins were caught in the middle, ordered to choose between the two powerful factions. Realizing the dangers of their situation, the twins decided to cooperate with the DEA, recording their dealings with traffickers and providing crucial evidence. Their cooperation led to significant indictments and the eventual capture of El Chapo. The twins' decision to turn informants was driven by a desire to escape the inevitable violence and imprisonment that awaited them in the drug trade. Margarito had a spiritual epiphany, realizing that cooperation with authorities offered a glimmer of hope for a better future for their families. After turning themselves in on November 30th, 2008, the Flores twins went from living as millionaire narcos to witnesses in jail cells. Their cooperation led to indictments against numerous high-ranking members of the Sinaloa Cartel, including El Chapo, El Mayo, Beltran Leyva, and their associates. The twins spent years in solitary confinement for their safety, with Pedro eventually testifying against El Chapo in his 2018 trial. The Sinaloa Cartel, one of the world's most powerful drug trafficking organizations, has faced significant changes in leadership and power dynamics. They are trying to balance keeping the cartel stable while also expanding their influence. These changes show how adaptable and resilient the Sinaloa Cartel is, helping it remain a major force in global crime.